Okay, so Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore came out last weekend, and now we have five different cinematic Grindelwalds, which is interesting to think about. I believe that's the most actors to play a Harry Potter character ever, which is pretty cool. I mean, it. I don't think it was originally intended for it to be that way, but I don't know. So today, the film watcher, thought it would be fun to rank those five cinematic Grindelwalds. So let's do this. In last place is Jamie Campbell-Bower from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Now, Jamie Campbell-Bower played the young version of Grindelwald, who appeared in a few scenes of this movie. And, I mean, a few scenes. He was in a couple photographs, one, I believe, which showed up a couple times. Um, and they played this one clip of him jumping out a window over and over again. So he didn't really get the chance to be a full-on Grindelwald, but it was technically him. I feel it feels strange to be judging his performance as a Grindelwald because he's not really Grindelwald. Well, he is, but he's not. I mean, he's technically Grindelwald, but really just in name. Like, he doesn't have any of Grindelwald's characteristics. I feel like he could have played a good young version of Grindelwald, but he never got the chance to do so, which is a shame. But I mean, there's no room in the story for adding flashbacks to young Dumbledore and Grindelwald, and it wouldn't even work. Like, it doesn't make sense with the story. So yeah, now he's in last place because he didn't really get to do anything. Number four is Michael Byrne, also from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. He played the much older version of Grindelwald that Voldemort went to visit in his prison cell in Nurmengard, which is the prison that Grindelwald built that he was in for like 50 years. Doesn't make sense how he'd survive, but you know what? I mean, Dumbledore's like 100 and whatever age he is, so yeah. Anyway, so I really like the one scene that he has with Voldemort. It's done in like Harry's mind visions of Voldemort that he gets throughout this film, where he gets like flashes into his mood or what he's doing. Um, and he gets one at when they get out of Gringotts, and he does he has one where Voldemort is talking to Grindelwald, old Grindelwald, and I really like this scene. Not maybe not specifically because of like the writing, but the idea is so cool. Like, this former major dark wizard leader talking down to and belittling the new major dark wizard leader, and just being condescending and talking down to him. For one, it's kind of funny, and it's just interesting. Like, this Grindelwald is talking to Voldemort like, yeah, kid, I know what you're trying to do. It's not gonna work. I'm gonna tell you how to do it because I know you're gonna fail. So Voldemort here is trying to get the Elder Wand, and Grindelwald tells him where it is, and then I believe he dies. I mean, he was being helpful. I don't know why Voldemort killed him, but that's Voldemort for you. Anyway, so this is I like the scene. I don't know if I buy that this version of Grindelwald was once this huge dark wizard, because he's kind of just a frail old man, which I guess is the point. Like, 50 years in prison will probably take a little bit out of the guy. I don't know. I've never been in prison. But anyway, so yeah, it's a cool scene. I don't know if I totally buy that he captivated hundreds of wizard people, but it's a cool scene. So yeah, and it doesn't get to do much, but it's a cool scene. Number three is Colin Farrell from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. okay, he's not really playing Grindelwald, but it counts, right? I mean, it's a disguise that Grindelwald made, and he is Grindelwald. He's just not actually playing Grindelwald. He's playing this dude Graves, who is Grindelwald, but in disguise. And honestly, if Colin Farrell had just played Grindelwald from here, I would have been fine with it. I think he would have done a good job, especially seeing him as like the Penguin and the Batman. Not that they're similar at all, because they're very much not. But he's a very, very good actor, so he can do it. But yeah, in this movie, I don't really love the storyline with him and Credence, because I think all the stuff with Credence and the Salem witch second stuff is just kind of dumb. It doesn't really fit in the movie called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Nor does the twist at the end that Graves was Grindelwald, because it's called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and not The Quest for Grindelwald and Where to Find Him. So, yeah. It's a bit weird of a use for Grindelwald in this movie, but just, I think Colin Farrell does a really good job selling the menacing moments. You can see how he, like, when you get to the end with the climax, when he's fighting off all these wizards, you see that he's just a tremendous magic user, and you buy that he's Grindelwald in disguise if you watch the movie like for more times than just the first one, which I have. But yeah, it's a not really Grindelwald and weird use in the movie, but good performance. Number two is Johnny Depp. Okay, the thing about Johnny Depp, it was kind of odd that they cast him as Grindelwald. Actually, when I first watched Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, I didn't know that it was Johnny Depp. Like, I mean, I was younger, so it was like I don't know if I was as good as recognizing people under makeup, but for one, there was a lot of makeup, and I mean, it was a brief scene that he got in the first movie, but I just didn't recognize that it was him. And then when I realized he was in the second one, I was like, wait, what? Then I realized he was in the first one. I was like, wait, what? But anyway, so it was kind of weird that they cast him because for one, I believe he's American, and two, um, usually he's known for playing weirder, quirkier characters who aren't as like reserved and calm or captivating or whatever. Like, your Jack Sparrows, Sweeney Todds, the Mad Hatter from the Alice in Wonderland movies, that sort of thing. But like, even with that, Johnny Depp does a really, really good job here. Like, he has a bit of a quirkiness to it because he's Johnny Depp. What's he gonna do if it's not quirky? But yeah, he does that. You buy that he's this captivating leader that just can say things and people will just rally to his side. Like, he turns Queenie in this movie. Um, and like I think it goes a bit overboard with him getting this little baby murdered and throwing the little dog thing out the window. That's his, yeah. And again, he's you go back to the part where Crimes of Grindelwald is just a really, really bad movie, and his use in the movie is a bit odd. I mean, he's kind of just wandering around doing random stuff while everyone else is, well, wandering around and doing random stuff. But I mean, you know what? He does such a good job in this movie. Not like an amazing performance, but he does a very good job at selling Grindelwald that I don't mind. He's easily one of the better parts of the movie. Like, the movie has very few good aspects, but I think the acting is probably one of the good things about it. I mean, everybody in the cast is good and seems like they're trying, even though the movie's bad, but, like, Johnny Depp and Jude Law, those are, like, the two standouts in this movie, even though Jude Law is not on screen for very long, but Johnny Depp is, and I'm all the more thankful for it, because he was very good. But number one is Mads Mikkelsen from Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. Man, you know what? I like Johnny Depp. I just said that a lot of times, but I don't know. Mads Mikkelsen just should have been cast from the start. Like, he was so good at playing Grindelwald. The one thing that was missing from Johnny Depp's performance, I never really bought that he ever had a relationship with Dumbledore. I haven't seen the movie in a while. I don't remember if they ever interact in the film, but like that Grindelwald style of it like captivating people doesn't seem like something Dumbledore would buy into. Even if it was different in his youth, like he clearly acquired a bit of a different style in his adulthood, but I just I don't buy that Dumbledore would ever be like, there's a guy whose ideas are good. That's a guy I'm gonna fall in love with. It just I don't know, I just don't buy that Grindelwald as that like regular seeming of a person or human of a person. He's more bizarre, not just because of the look, but he's just a bit quirkier, and he has a way of captivating people that it just doesn't seem like Dumbledore would feel like, huh, that makes sense. But this version of Grindelwald, you buy into that. Like the first scene with these two, for one, the actors are fantastic, but like you buy that these two had a very close relationship. You buy that they were friends. You buy that they were lovers. I mean, they had 2 months together when they were like 17, but I mean, they were clearly very, very close. And it was a whole plot point in the movie. I really, really like the bond between these two. It seems to have become the core of this franchise, even though for some reason they're still calling it Fantastic Beasts. Maybe they'll drop that title if they make a fourth one, which I hope they don't. Like we know how Grindelwald's story ends. He has a big fight with Dumbledore, and then he goes to jail for 50 years. We don't need to see that. It like just leave something up to the imagination, please. That said, I would like to see Mads Mikkelsen again. For him, I'd be fine if they made another movie because he was so good. Like everything that I said was great about Johnny Depp's performance is improved here. Like he has a bit of quirk to him, but yeah, it's a more nuanced take on Grindelwald. He feels like a more developed character. He's more interesting. He's more captivating. Like you feel that this is a guy that a ton of people would rally around to be like this great leader, this great politician. Even because the movie ends with like the election and the scaly deer baby thing bowing to him, which is then unresolved, but because you know it's whatever. Anyway, um, yeah, when he needed to be menacing, he could be menacing. When he needed to feel like vulnerable about stuff, when he was like just being reflective on things, you felt all of that. And I mean, Mads Mikkelsen just a world class actor, and he did such an amazing job here. Plus, I don't love the look for Grindelwald that they gave to Johnny Depp because it doesn't feel it feels just kind of too bizarre for Grindelwald, who's supposed to be a bit more reserved in his ways. Like it seems like something Voldemort would be into, but Voldemort has a snake for a face and two lines for a nose. So and red eyes. So who is he to talk? But anyway, then again, Voldemort does captivate a lot of people. So I guess there is a point to that. But what I was trying to say here, I think Mads Mikkelsen looks cooler, looks better, looks more intimidating. Like it's kind of goofy. Johnny Depp's look that they had with the slick back hair and the very obvious fake eye and the weird mustache. What was that all about? It was so thin. It's white, and his skin was white. Like, and like what? Like it was legitimately white. Point is, Mads Mikkelsen was great. And all these guys did a very good job. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the Grindelwald actors. Thank you for watching, and keep calm, and watch on.